drips down off my brow. Every move I make.
Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. My God, I'm getting the days mixed up. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. It's all going to be a big jumble, isn't it? But we've got crazy transfer news coming your way in this holiday festive mood. And it's all to do with Semenyo. I mean, this week, this saga, this transfer has taken over the footballing world, and it was initially a signing that we weren't really looking at thinking, yes, Semenyo is going to come to United, a deal that we're interested in. But early this week, we got official confirmation from, I'd say, A-list journalists who confirmed that Man United not only were they interested in signing Semenyo, but were in on him big time. They wanted Semenyo and they were not going to allow any other club in on the deal. But, of course, Man City felt the same way. Man City want to sign Semenyo as well. They feel like he is going to be very good in the future, and he's one of those players that could play anywhere in the front line, and Pep is a huge fan of him also. However, United, we hear, have offered him a big package. A big wage package, a salary package. He's got all the terms that he wants in from Man United. So it's going to be a very difficult position for Semenyo. Will he choose Man City, a club that, of course, are more likely to win trophies this season? They're thereabouts in terms of the Premier League. We know Arsenal are classic bottlers. They could bottle it very in the last minute or so, or last months of the Premier League, and Man City will be ready to pounce on the Premier League title. We know that. Also, Champions League, I'm not sure if they can do it, but who knows? Who knows? Again, Man City can go and do some damage in the Champions League. They can win some trophies, right? We know that. So Semenyo's probably looking at the two clubs thinking, one club, I know I can get trophies. However, will I get game time at Man City? Will I be the only one that Pep is going to pick? Will he be the main attraction? More likely not. Man United, however, he will be one of the main men. He will be up there with Mbuma and Kuna as the best attackers in the team. And will he get more game time? Of course he'll get more game time. Of course he will be picked in that United team. Now, we've heard some crazy rumours about Ruben Amorim even changing up his formation for Semenyo. Now, there's been lots of chatter, there's been lots of rumours about United and how they might convince Semenyo to play that left wing-back role, because, let's be honest, that's the only option. Well, we say only option, but that is one of the options that Ruben Amorim can have, him playing left wing-back. But we were all laughing, saying, that's not a very attractive proposition to come into a club and play left wing back when you're an attacking player. You don't want to be doing any defensive work. You want to be the outlet. You want to be the goal scorer. And Semenyo, we're now has been told by Ruben Amorim that he will change up the formation and system that he said even the Pope can't make me change. But it's now sounds like that Semenyo is the one guy who can make Ruben Amorim change up his system and formation. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know whether that's just, telling him, look, join United, and we might even change the formation. But I think realistically, they just are trying their utmost. They're trying everything they can within their power to go and get this deal done. We're hearing more and more that Ruben Amorim is a huge fan of Semenyo, and he's been on at United and the board saying, I want Semenyo in, and I want him in already. He wanted him in the summer. He just about didn't reach for him. He couldn't get him for whatever reason, but now is the perfect opportunity because Semenyo has decided to leave. But will Semenyo decide to join Man United? Now, another huge spanner in the works, and I've been calling this out. I've been telling you guys that this will happen. Many people were like, nah, it's Man City and that's it. Man United, maybe. Liverpool look like they've got other priorities at the centre-back position that they need to sort out before they sign any attacker. But I've been telling you this for weeks. And I said to you that if Semenyo does become available and Man United do go in for him, they're not just going to be the only team. They're going to have Man City, of course, who are fighting for his signature. But forget just Man City. We're going to get Chelsea. We're going to get Arsenal all jumping in on Semenyo. And that's the breaking news today. We're getting, about an hour or two ago, we got the news, official news. Chelsea have approached Bournemouth to sign Semenyo. I mean, I called it. I did say Chelsea will see this opportunity and think, yeah, let's go and put in our bid as well. 65 mil, it's next to nothing. And yeah, we signed Garnacho, but who cares, right? Garnacho probably pissing his pants right now thinking, oh, shit. If they go and sign Semenyo, that means I'm back on that bench again. I'm going to be warming up that bench. And part of me thinks that would be really nice to see. But look, I'm not that vindictive. I don't really care for Garnacho and whether he does well at Chelsea or not. We all know he's a bit part player anyway. He might be doing well right now, but he's not got the discipline. He's got no discipline to go on and become one of the best. However, can Chelsea sign Semenyo? Absolutely. Absolutely. If they offer him something that's too good to refuse, he'll be confused. He will have to go to a club that is offering him. But then again, the question is, will he get regular football at Chelsea? I don't think he will. I really don't. I can't see him playing week in, week out for Chelsea. It depends where they play him, however. But I still feel like Man United over Chelsea is the better option. Even though we are struggling in the league and we've not qualified for the Champions League and we're not in Europe, I still feel like if it was going to come down to Chelsea or United, I feel like United are clear winners. Man City, Man United, a bit difficult there. A bit difficult because, let's be honest, players do like the thought of working with Pep, a world-renowned, world-class manager. He's proven himself and the players enjoy working with managers like that. But then there's talk about him leaving at the end of the season. So Semenyo's probably thinking, wait, if I join Man City, there'll be turmoil. Once he leaves, there'll be, a new manager coming in. Will I be able to fulfill the new manager's requirements? That's the biggest problem. You might get someone else come in and he says, I actually don't like Semenyo. I don't want him to play. I might change my system. And then Semenyo's on the back foot. So I think if there's any truth to Pep leaving Man City, I think Semenyo's probably thinking, I don't want to be part of that shit show. I'd rather than just go to Man United, where I know Ruben Amorim loves me. He's already met with him, already talked it up, already told him about the project and everything else. And I'd say that's why United have got some kind of hold on Semenyo on the deal, because United have been the first club to go and approach him. They've been the first club where Ruben Amorim has actually outlined his project and has shown some kind of plan to him and shown him that he's wanted at United. And United are confident. Behind the scenes, we're hearing that United are really confident about signing Semenyo. They're pushing and pushing and pushing, and they're not giving up. Now, we heard from Fabrizio Romano last night that Man United are pushing on this deal. They're putting everything on this deal and they want to get it done in January. They're desperate to bring him to Old Trafford. That's what we heard from Fabrizio Romano, and this is getting very, very serious. Now, let's go. Actually, Fabrizio Romano is the guy who broke the news on Semenyo and Chelsea. Now, he said big battle ongoing for Semenyo as Chelsea also called today to inquire on deal conditions. Manchester United and Manchester City in talks with players' camp for days. Talks remain underway. Liverpool are also interested since November. 65 mil release clause expires on the 10th of January. So clubs are having to do the groundwork before the January transfer window opens up. So you're probably looking at the thumbnail, you're probably thinking, what's he on about? There's no transfer window open, so what's he talking about transfer news for? But look, because the January transfer window is so short and everything needs to get done quickly, and especially with Semenyo, because his deadline is not the end of January, but the 10th of January. So clubs need to be working behind the scenes and getting this done and the negotiations over and done with. Of course, the first hurdle is agreeing personal terms with Semenyo. Now, we've heard that both Man United and Man City have agreed personal terms with Semenyo. The only difference between the two, now, again, this is from one source, and they're saying that the difference is Man United have offered Semenyo a larger salary, a big wage packet, a big difference to what Man City have offered, and that might just edge United slightly in front. However, we're still waiting on Chelsea now. It looks like are going to make an offer to him, and they might come with other personal terms, and that they might match Man United. And there's one other club that I'm telling you guys right now, and I've been saying this for weeks, is going to step in, and that is Arsenal. Arsenal, I still feel like, are watching every other club go in there, make the inquiries with Bournemouth, do all the legwork, agree personal terms with Semenyo, and then they're going to step in. They're going to step in at the last minute, and they will hijack this deal. And that's why I don't want to get overexcited unless Semenyo himself decides I'm going to Man United and no other club. Then we are in business. It's showtime, ladies and gents. It's showtime if Semenyo does what Mbeumo did and what Kuna did and what Sesko did, which is I am playing for Man United and no other club. That's the real crux of it. If that happens, we are absolutely buzzing. We are on cloud nine if that happens. Now, I mean, I've been saying this for weeks. We know we've got problems elsewhere on the pitch. Yes, our priorities lie in the midfield. We need to sort that out. We need at least one or two centre mids to come into this United team and to give Ruben Amorim them options. Now, one name that's been thrown around for the last 24 hours is Ruben Neves. Yes, he's out in the Saudi League playing, but we all know what he is like. He's played in the Premier League. He's a decent centre mid. I won't say he's up in the same league as Anderson and Wharton and so forth, but he is a useful centre mid to bring in right now. Yes, he's a stopgap. That is for sure. It is something that Ruben Amorim has said he doesn't want. He said, look, I don't want stopgaps this time round. I don't want to bring in players who will just simply be here for a short time and then leave. But for me, it just makes sense. Why? If we can't get Wharton, if we can't get Anderson, and we know that they're going to come in the summer, or there's a potential of getting them in the summer, why go and spend, 50, 60 million on bringing in someone like Gallagher or Gomez from Wolves? Why not just bring this guy in? We know what he's going to do, what he's got to offer. I think it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And I'm hearing more and more fans agreeing that it makes sense to simply go and spend around 15 mil, bring in Neves. We know he's going to do a good job. Let him cook for United till the end of the season. And then we can go again and really focus on bringing our number one targets. Because I get this feeling that if Ineos pull some money out and go and sign someone like Gomez or Gallagher, they might not then say, we go again in the summer. They might then say, oh, Anderson, allow it, forget it. What's the point spending that much money on him? We've got these players. And the same with Baleba or Wharton. They might just say, well, we haven't got the money anymore. We're happy with what we spent. But then again, it could happen with even Neves, couldn't it? I mean, we don't know what Ineos are like. Well, we do know what they're like. We know that they're tight asses. They might just turn around and say, we don't want to spend any money anymore. We've bought you Neves, and there you go. You've asked for a midfielder. We give you a midfielder. He's half decent. He's doing the job. There's no point going and spending 100 mil plus or around about that much on Anderson or Wharton or any of the main targets that we've been talking up for months. Look, in January, it's notoriously difficult to get the big boys, get the big name players in And yeah, look, it's gonna be very difficult for us to do that. It is gonna be difficult, but we still need to push. We need to push hard. We need to go and get these players in. Now, talking about actually Semenyo and the system changing, this is what we got from Fabrizio Romano, and he said United are ready to change their system if they convince Semenyo to join. So everybody who's talking about, Semenyo is going to be asked to play a left wing back and it's going to be a complete disaster show and that's why Semenyo will not join Man United. Well, we've been told now that they've told him that don't worry, when you join United, we will not be asking you to play left wing back. There's fears of him being asked to do that. I can't see that happening either. I really can't. I can't see Semenyo being told, right, you are a goal-scoring threat, but we're going to play you in a defensive position. Although Semenyo can play there. I still think he'll be good there, but it'll be a waste of a player in my opinion. But he could do what Ahmad is doing on the other side, which is playing really well. However, there are fans, of course, including myself, who feel like Ahmad sometimes is being wasted playing in that position. You need someone more defensive. Ahmad is a lot more of a problem when he's playing forward. So yes, I think look, we need to play him. If we're going to sign him, if we're going to go out and sign one of the best players in the Premier League right now, we can't play him at the back. Now, I feel sorry for Areola. Now, he's already been complaining about his team being torn apart, essentially. And if Semenyo leaves, which he is now, he knows it's going to happen. Come January, it's going to happen. And Semenyo will pick his next club soon, with 4 teams now keen and in talks with his camp. Areola says, personally, I don't want him don't want to lose him, but the market's unpredictability means anything can happen. He knows he's leaving. He knows he's leaving. He knows the clause has gone viral. Everybody bloody knows that 65 mil plus will get you Semenyo. Bournemouth will have to agree with a club who comes to the table, and if Semenyo says, well, look, I've chosen to join Man United, and Man United exceed that 65 mil clause, they have to sell him. And Semenyo can walk out of there and join Man United. Same thing with Man City. If Man City do the same, if he agrees his personal terms with Man City and likes the thought of playing Champions League football and, of course, winning something this season, again, he's got all he needs to do to say to Man City is make sure you comply with the clause. Make sure you drop that 65 mil plus and get this deal done. And it'll get done. I can't see Bournemouth holding out or standing in the way of the move. It's just now down to Semenyo, and Semenyo and his agent know that numerous clubs are interested. Numerous clubs are looking to sign him. And one of those clubs is, of course, Man United, Man City. Then we've got Chelsea now. And I would not be shocked if Arsenal come in at the last minute. So we've got all these clubs all looking to sign Semenyo. Where will he go? God knows. Only he knows. Only he knows, I guess, which is Semenyo. Deep down, he will, I think, have an idea about where he wants to go. I think deep down, he will know, I want to play for this club. But he's obviously waiting to see what the clubs offer. Because, if another club offers him in excess, say, 50K more a week than the rival club, of course, that would make a huge difference. And we are hearing that Man United have outbidded in terms of personal terms, Man City. So United, they're making up for not having Champions League by offering him a larger salary, but yet also offering him Champions League football potentially next year. If we can qualify, we are there or thereabouts. I mean, he's probably looking at United thinking, they're playing pretty well. They're playing pretty well. They are scoring lots of goals. And yes, we've got injuries in the defence. And because of that, we're leaking in lots of goals. But let's be honest, if we can get all our players back fit, especially our defence, if we can get Licha playing and starting, if we can get De Ligt back and Mazraoui comes back after the AFCON, that's our 3 centre-backs, isn't it? That's our 3 centre-backs in that 3-back formation. Mazraoui, De Ligt, Licha, and I think that looks like a very, very good back 3 for me. Very good. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. We're going to, of course, keep you updated on all the breaking news on Semenyo. It's going to be touch and go. It's going to be touch and go. We've gone from now we're not going to sign him to maybe, and now it looks like there is real chance that United could sign him. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I still feel like there's lots and lots of twists and turns in this transfer saga of Semenyo. We'll find out in the next couple of days or weeks. But for sure, by the 10th of January, we will know which club Semenyo decides to join. And it's going to be one of the biggest signings in any January transfer window I can remember. That's it, guys. Make sure you please hit the like on the stream. Make sure you subscribe if it's the first time you've come across the Man United stream channel so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and more. You're watching the Man United stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans. Goodbye.